Hey, happy Monday, everybody. So I am on here to talk about this one thing. If I could change one thing about myself. So I'm very curious to know, first of all, hey, Deb, how are you today? Deb, if you can hear me, can you give me a thumbs up? That would help me out. That way I don't make it like 3 minutes in and then realize I've just been moving my mouth. Hey, Melissa. So I am talking about the one thing that I could change. Now, I'm very curious to know if when you read that, did you automatically think of one thing yourself? Like, I would change my nose, or I would change the way I look, or I would change something about a relationship, because I feel like those are pretty quick responses. For me, and today I was thinking about it. So we have recently moved, for those of you who don't know, and my husband is in the Air Force, for those of you who don't know. So our moves are always Air Force dependent and job dependent, and most of the time when we make it to a new place, it's very easy to plug in. It's very easy to have a group of women whose husbands are also pilots, or also in the military, that I can just jump in the group or jump in a club and sort of be with people who have had similar experiences to mine. I will also say that we tend to have always moved, so we've moved 11 times, and some of those are like within the same place. Apartment, house, whatever. But we also tend to move in the middle of the school year, which has been easier too, because your kids right away are jumping into things, and the kids are right away meeting new people. And by transference, I am also meeting new people. This time, however, we moved at the end of the school year. So it's been like Dead Ghost Town City over here. Like, ooh, you know, good, bad, and ugly theme, which I cannot whistle, so I'm sorry I even brought it up. You'll have to Google it later and listen to it. But so that, it's been very slow this summer, and today my daughter starts band camp, and that's going to mean that she gets to start meeting people. It means for me that I'm going to start meeting people as well. And I find it a little bit scary. I wish the one thing I could change about myself is that I could accept change a little bit more easily. I really don't do very well. When I'm in the routine of us moving, hey Aubrey, when I'm in the routine of us moving with the Air Force, I'm used to meeting other women who are also used to the Air Force, but this is different. I'm going to be meeting people who aren't necessarily involved with the Air Force. Just like my daughter, she'll be meeting new friends. We'll be catching on to new schedules. We'll be learning new rules, and that's hard for me because I don't want to do that. Hey, Vet! I am going to be a BAM mom. That says you're going to be a BAM mom. Thank you. Oh, well, whether they love me or not, they might be like, oh, I so wish we didn't get this BAM mom. But, oh, it's so good to hear from you. I haven't talked to you in a long time. So change is very difficult. And I was thinking about this, like, why is it so difficult? Why do we really just stick our heels in the ground and we don't want to move forward? Because we're always changing. We're always changing. Sometimes I think we don't see the change because we're so focused on the day-to-day. And I've seen that with like people who try to make their lives better. Every day feels the same, but if you go back and look at the last 2 months, you see an improvement, whether you're stronger, whether you can run farther. I know when I was in running, it felt like every day was a struggle to run, but then 2 or 3 months later, I could say, oh wow, I started running 2 miles a day, and now I'm up to 6 miles a day. That's a pretty significant improvement. Hey, Sarah. So, for those of you coming in late, the one thing I would like to change is my ability to accept change. It's really tough. It's Change is scary. Meeting new people, adjusting the schedules. And as I was sort of working through this, why is it so scary? Like, why for you guys? You guys have all been through change. Why is it scary for you? What are the things that pop into your brain? I'll tell you that for me, like, go ahead and write them down in the comments and I'll come down to them. So for me, it's scary because I feel like it's going to be more work, right? We get into a schedule and a routine and now we're like, oh, now I need to make more time to go fit these things into the schedule. How did I know you were here? You popped up on my screen, like at the bottom. It says you joined, or I have ESP. Oh, good job finishing that workout. That's a tough one, week 5. So I think about changing and meeting new people. Like, what if they don't like me? I mean, this is something I've been working on for 2 years now. I'm recovering perfectionist, right? I'm one of those people who's like, I think they're not gonna like me. And then what do? Like, we try to tell our funniest stories. We are on our best behavior when we meet other people, right? Because we want them to like us. We don't want them to not like us. Or what if, like, you're not, here's another thing about change. What if you're not any good at it? That's scary. I like to be good at stuff. I don't want to fail, right? So I think that's why change is hard for me. For some of you guys, like, I think we do all struggle with, we want to be liked. We want to be good at what we do. And maybe we don't want to be uncomfortable, like inconvenience either with our time or with how we're trying to act. So I think that's my struggle with change. The one thing I would not want to change, or the one thing I'd like to change, is my ability to accept change and move forward. So that is my thing for today. And I will say, from what I've learned in the last couple of years, you can't control what other people think about you, and you shouldn't. You should just be who you are, because you're not going to be happy if you are on your best behavior. And that's what it was for me. I'd have to be on my best behavior because I'm a little bit crazy and out there, as you can tell. Chewy mask in the back. So if you struggle so hard to be on your best behavior so that someone likes you, you're gonna be miserable. They might like who they think you are, but you're gonna be miserable. So do yourself a favor and just be who you are. Don't try so hard. Just, if that means you're gonna snort at jokes and that you're going to slap your knee or you're going to sneeze loudly, whatever it is that you're afraid someone's gonna judge you on, just go ahead and do it anyways, because those people who like you for who you are so much more fun to hang around with, right? And you know, if you're afraid of learning and not being good at something, let me remind you, none of us are good at something the very first time we do it. And you know, if we can be vulnerable and ask for help and how to do things, we could be a lot better at it. So that is it. So the one thing I would like to change about myself is my ability to accept change. I think a lot of us are in the same boat, and so that's why I wanted to share it with you, because I sort of just had that idea that maybe someone else is uncomfortable with it too. Maybe someone else tries real hard like I do to be impressive, Jody, when you're just not impressive. Like, I think when I go to the band hall tonight, I'll just sport this hairdo, right? Somebody's gonna like it. Because what does it matter? I mean, I will shower because that's just being polite. I think people like other people who shower in general all the time. If you don't like to shower, you should shower. That's my second little extra nugget for the day. So I hope you guys got something out of that. I hope if you have comments and questions about what you would change or what makes you uncomfortable about change and you're watching this on the recording, go ahead and leave them in the comments, because I love to come back and one time watch myself on video and, more importantly, read the comments and respond to it, because I think these things are important to discuss. We don't discuss them enough. All right, have a great Monday. Have a great week.